Hello, and in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can turn a third-person camera into a first-person camera. Right here, I am using the third-person template given from Unreal Engine when you download it. Currently, it looks like this. I'm not a big fan of third-person games, and it looks a bit weird, so we're going to fix that. So what you're going to want to do is come down to third-person, blueprints, and then your player character blueprint. And then this is what the viewport should look like. Now, the camera is behind our player. We want it in front where our eyes are roughly. Go to the left here and select camera boom, then press delete on your keyboard or just do that. Now, the name is called follow camera, but I'm going to change this to FP camera. So something like that. You can change it to whatever you want, but that's just, it's more organized that way. Position the camera roughly where the face is going to be looking at. But you have to be careful here because you want to make sure the camera isn't clipping outside of this capsule collision here. Your face is going to go through walls and ceilings, so you have to be careful with how you position it. It's not perfect, but it'll do just for this tutorial. Select the camera and drag it onto mesh. Come down to camera options and tick use pawn control rotation. Click on third person character self and search for yaw. So this one here, use controller rotation yaw. Select that. Compile and save. Now we're gonna go back into our game level. The template Unreal gives you, it wasn't designed to be first person, so it does look a bit janky. There are some people who don't want to see their player model. So let me show you how you can do that real quick. Click on mesh and then just search for visible. If you tick this, then that's going to hide the player model, so you're just a floating head. If you want to add a crosshair, which most first-person games have, it's pretty easy. Find some room in your project, then go into user interface and select widget blueprint. Press user widget, and I'm going to name this crosshair WB. Go into it. We're going to come up here to palette and search for a canvas. Drag it in. And then look for a button, which is just a shape, but we can make it look round like a dot. I'm going to zoom in. I'm just going to shape it until it looks like a dot, and I'm happy with it. So something like that roughly. Click on the button you just made, go to anchors and select the middle one. Reset the position, and you should have it dead set in the middle. So we're done with our widget blueprint. Now we can go back into our player blueprint. Find some room in your event graph. There are several ways you can do this, but the easiest way for now is to search for your event begin play. If you already have an event begin play in your project, you can use a sequence node. So like this, so you can have multiple strings of code run off the same node. So get your event begin play, drag out of it, and we're gonna look for create widget. Just like that. In class, you want to look for that widget we just made, which is crosshair widget blueprint. And finally, at the return, we're going to say add to viewport. And just like that, you should have a crosshair in your project. So let's have a look. There we go. So we have a white circle in the middle of our screen, and it looks a lot better already. So if you ever want to look at a light switch or you want to interact with something, that dot is there. One thing I also forgot to mention, if you want to have the player model visible, but you don't want a certain body part on there are a couple nodes you can use to hide the head so you don't have it glitching with the camera. I have this event begin play here, and I'm going to use a sequence. So we're going to go here and I'm going to disconnect that node. So I've made it all nice and neat. I'm going to get my mesh and drag my mesh into the project here. I'm going to look for hide bone by name. So just like this. Now it says here bone name. So everyone's going to have a different bone name because bone name is the part of the skeleton you want to hide. If you're unsure, that's okay. I'm going to show you how you can check. So I'm in the meshes folder for the template. I'm going to go into the skeleton. As you can see here on the left, there's a whole list of all the body parts. Now we want to hide the head. So we're going to search in the skeleton tree, head. So it's just called head. There's no capital letters. You have to make sure you spell it exactly right. No mistakes. I'm going to go back into the player character blueprint and I'm going to type in just head. I'm also going to unhide the mesh because I hit it before. So we're going to make it visible again. So as you can see now, we don't have a head, but our camera won't be glitching with our head model. This is optional. You don't have to do this, but it's just an extra thing if you want to do it. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something. After you do this a couple times by yourself, you should be able to do it without watching any more videos. It'll just be in your head and you'll know exactly what to do. I hope this helped, and see you next tutorial, I guess.